if he comes out, then go sign the contract and we'll fight.
Like, do you think Manny can beat like a fighter like Rolly, in your opinion, Shane?
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. What do you see there?
I see that he can throw those more punches and combinations and moves very well.
Big welterweight. And when you look at Rolly Romero, he's not that big. He's not a real welterweight. I don't think he's even that big for 140. I mean, Isaac Cruz, who's a blown-up lightweight, blasted him out. So it's like, I think they're looking at that fight against Romero to be not as physically imposing as Mario Barrios.
At the press conference, Manny Pacquiao responded to Rolly Romero's non-stop trash talk by saying he talks too much. And if he really believes he can beat him, then he should not just talk but make the deal and fight soon. Pacquiao's words hit hard, showing his calm confidence and reminding everyone that he is always ready to prove himself in the ring through action, not words.
And we spoke to Rolly Romero, who's a potential opponent for you in the future. He said that he would like to have a Hall of Famer on his resume. What do you tell him?
In his resume, if he can beat me.
Manny, Tim Bradley said that he was a little upset with both your performance and Barrios. He said that it was a sparring session. What do you tell Tim Bradley? What do you tell him? You know Tim Bradley well. You fought him 3 times.
That's his opinion.
The boxing world was stunned after new reports surfaced about Manny Pacquiao's next move in the ring. Despite being long past the usual retirement age, Pacquiao continues to chase greatness, proving his passion for the sport remains strong. His possible return quickly caught global attention, with many eager to see him compete again. BoxRaw said on X, Manny Pacquiao is reportedly set to face welterweight world champion Rolly Romero next in Las Vegas. Pac-Man will be 47 years old in December, ahead of the potential 2026 title fight. Rolly Romero has stirred up the boxing world by openly disrespecting Manny Pacquiao in interviews. He claimed that Pacquiao has no real boxing style, calling it the ugliest in the sport and saying that the legendary fighter does not know how to fight and has no real skills. Such harsh comments quickly went viral, with many boxing fans criticizing Rolly for being too arrogant toward one of the greatest boxers in history. Pacquiao's legacy speaks for itself, having defeated many elite fighters across multiple divisions. But Rolly's words suggest that he either underestimates Manny or is simply trying to gain attention. Regardless of his intentions, his remarks have fueled public interest in a potential fight between the two, turning what might have been a respectful matchup into a heated personal rivalry.
Pacquiao to me, Pacquiao is the fucking ugliest guy in boxing, and look what the fuck he's accomplished. And now every fucking fight in the Philippines, just because I fight differently and it means I don't know half no fucking skills. I got my own fucking skills. That's what got me this far. It's like fucking Prince Nassim Hamed. You're gonna say fucking he don't got no damn skills? Every fighter got skills. Look, in this fucking generation, if you don't try to box like Floyd, a typical Mexican, a Russian like Lomachenko, or a European fighter, you're trash in this sport. You apparently don't know how to box. Because these are the fucking idols of the boxing.
Don't matter if he beats Barrios or not. Still Rolly Pacquiao. How many losses does Pacquiao have? Oh, that's another thing, bro. Pacquiao another one that don't give a about losses, and everyone keep tuning in for him, right? Bro, all that undefeated that don't mean if you're not fighting nobody. Nobody gives a about you. There's so many bigger fights for me. Like, would I rather fight, I don't know, for instance, a Pacquiao or Jerome Ennis? What's a bigger fight for me? What fight would sell more? Me and Broner or me and Jerome Ennis? Obviously, me and Broner. What would sell more? Me and Ryan again or me and Jerome Ennis? What would sell more? Tank coming up to fight for his fourth division, or me and Jerome Ennis? It's just basic, you know. What's the bigger fight for? Like, I'm not even talking about money. The money. What's the bigger fight for the boxing world?
Manny Pacquiao recently announced that he plans to fight again soon. He said he is not fully satisfied with his last fight and feels there is still more he wants to accomplish. Even at his age, his motivation and discipline remain strong. Pacquiao believes that boxing is not just about winning titles, but about continuing to challenge himself. His fans have always admired his humility and work ethic, and his decision to fight again shows that his passion for the sport remains unbroken. Many believe this comeback is not driven by fame or money, but by the simple love of competition that has defined his entire career.
Will you be fighting again kaya this year again, Manny? Everyone's asking, how did you prepare for the fight?
wala akong ibang iniisip kundi focus lang sa training every day. Like even Sunday, ibang distraction, anything like that. For 2 months. Kasi nakahabol ako sa oras. Supposedly, yung mga ganong fight, dapat mga 3.5 months o 4 months. Especially sa edad ko na 46, diba?
Yeah.
Satisfied ako sa naging condition ko, but hindi pa talaga yun yung 100% na gusto kong makuha, achieve na yung speed, yung timing, yung more punches na gusto kong maabot.
Will you be fighting again kaya this year again, Manny? Everyone's asking.
This year, mga December.
Former world champion Shane Mosley shared his thoughts on a possible Manny Pacquiao versus Rolly Romero fight. According to Mosley, Manny would defeat Rolly without question. He believes Pacquiao's power, speed, and experience would overwhelm Romero's aggressive but predictable style. Mosley emphasized that Pacquiao's combinations and precise power punches would be too much for Rolly to handle. Coming from a veteran who has fought Manny himself, Mosley's opinion carries weight. He understands the unique rhythm and explosiveness Pacquiao brings into the ring, and like many analysts, he sees Pacquiao's intelligence and conditioning as decisive advantages that could lead him to another impressive victory, even at this stage of his career.
Like, do you think Manny can be like a fighter like Rolly, in your opinion, Shane?
Yes.
Yeah, wow, okay. What do you see there?
I see that he get those more punches and combinations and moves very well. It'd be hard for Rolly to get close to him.
Okay, because yeah, people would say like, oh, Rolly's a big puncher. He's a lot younger than Manny. He's been active. Like he's a big guy.
Yeah, but he's gonna do that fight in December, so I'm not sure if he's gonna be fighting Rolly or anybody. He has to fight December that he has to do, so I know that. And then from there, then maybe he can fight Rolly or somewhere else.
Boxing analyst and former fighter Chris Algieri expressed excitement over the possibility of Pacquiao versus Romero, calling it a great fight to watch. He explained that Pacquiao's legendary status, combined with Romero's bold personality, creates the perfect mix of respect and rivalry that boxing fans love to see. Algieri added that while Manny is nearing 50, his fighting spirit has not faded. A bout like this would not only test Pacquiao's endurance, but also give Rolly a chance to prove himself against a true icon. The contrast between Manny's humble nature and Rolly's arrogance makes the fight even more appealing to audiences worldwide.
You faced Manny Pacquiao. What did you think about his performance? Should he continue? What's going on?
Guy's still doing it. It's mind-blowing. 46 years old. Listen, did he look like Manny of old? No. Did he look great? No. But he looked damn good for a 46-year-old. The fact that he was able to compete at that level with a 30-year-old champion, I mean, it just speaks worlds to Manny Pacquiao and how special he truly is. They're talking about him and Rolly's. I don't mind that fight. I think that fight makes a lot of sense. Rolly's is not a big welterweight. Manny's obviously not a big welterweight, never has been. That fight, I think, makes a lot of sense. I'd like to see Manny win another world title, and then maybe he can make the Floyd fight.
Boxing commentator Showbiz The Adult discussed how quickly this potential fight gained massive attention online. He highlighted that negotiations are ongoing and that both sides seem close to finalizing the deal. Showbiz noted that despite the age gap and differences in personality, the matchup carries emotional weight. Pacquiao represents discipline, honor, and legacy, while Rolly embodies youthful confidence and rebellion. The public's curiosity about whether the veteran can outsmart the loud newcomer has turned this rumored fight into one of the most talked about topics in recent months. According to insiders, the announcement could come soon once contract details are finalized.
It's GOAT versus GOAT. We know Rolly Romero is the damn GOAT, all right? Number two, this makes Rolly Romero's resume one of the best resumes in boxing, period. Think about it. He beats Ryan Garcia. He fights Gervonta Tank Davis and Pitbull and shit, Manny Pacquiao. If you look at, seriously, look at Rolly. Rolly Romero, dog, this shit's crazy. Who do I have winning the fight? Listen, man, Rolly Romero was a friend of mine. You tweeted last week that you've never lied about anything. But really, you must have told some little white lies. Tell us a lie you have told.
Just the two.
Hey, bro. You know what? You seen me do the back, Too sure. Because in a lot of things with Rolly Romero on the zone. And listen, we've built up the type of product when we're together that just, it goes viral and it's great moments. I love Rolly Romero. It's hard for me to go up against him. Manny Pacquiao, though, come on. Manny Pacquiao is my age, a little bit older. I mean, come on, dog. He got robbed against Mario Barrios, in my opinion. I mean, come on, dog. I mean, this should be a unification bout, all right? But I don't know, man.
Manny Pacquiao's determination continues as he plans to go for another title shot at the age of 47. His previous bout with Mario Barrios ended in a draw, and now he wants to redeem himself by challenging Rolly Romero for the welterweight title. While most athletes his age have long retired, Pacquiao refuses to slow down. He believes that as long as his body responds and his heart remains engaged, he can still compete at the highest level. Fans admire his courage and discipline, even though some question whether taking on a younger opponent at this stage is wise. For Manny, it's about personal fulfillment, not proving anything to others.
Big breaking news in the sport of boxing. Manny Pacquiao and Rolly Romero is probably going to end up happening. Manny Pacquiao said right here that all they're waiting for is the negotiation and finalizing the deal, signing on the paper. And this fight is probably going to go down in Las Vegas. Manny Pacquiao, Rolly Romero, I don't know. Looking at it from right now, I'm going to have to go with Manny Pacquiao. I think Rolly Romero's feet are just too flat, too heavy. And I think Manny Pacquiao outboxes him. But let me know in the comments what you think, man. Is this fight going to happen? Number one. Number two, who do you got? And number three, if Manny Pacquiao does win the title, does he unify or does he retire being the oldest champion, setting another world record? Let me know what you think, yo.
Some analysts have given their honest opinions on this possible fight. They say it could be a decent matchup, but perhaps not a thrilling one, since both fighters will compete at welterweight and might not display peak explosiveness. Still, they believe the emotional and stylistic contrast makes it worth watching.
Manny Pacquiao is back again. Legend Manny Pacquiao, after getting a draw to Mario Barrios that he definitely should have won, is once again looking to get a title shot at the age of 47 against another weak champion, Rolly Romero. Can he do it? Well, honestly, maybe. Everybody loves Rolly Romero, the guy. No one really respects him as a boxer. He's kind of been a joke. And even after upsetting Ryan Garcia, who's also kind of a joke, people are still pretty down on him. And you know that because 47-year-old Manny Pacquiao is willing to fight him. Really says how weak this division is, that both Rolly Romero and Mario Barrios are champions at welterweight without ever having won any fight at welterweight. How does that happen? Greedy sanctioning bodies. See, it's stuff like this that make people think they should overturn the Ali Act and hand boxing over to Dana White. But either way, Manny Pacquiao looked a lot better than most people expected in his last fight. And honestly, you can never count this guy out, especially against weaker opponents like Rolly Romero. Although I do think Rolly is a step up from Mario Barrios, but I still think Manny can do it. Not will, can. Do you think Manny Pacquiao can reclaim a title at the age of 47 and beat Rolly Romero? Let me know in the comments.
Mario Barrios showed great respect toward Pacquiao in their fight, whereas Rolly Romero seems unlikely to do the same. This difference in attitude might make the outcome clearer, as Pacquiao tends to perform even better when facing opponents who underestimate him. His calm focus and ability to read opponents have always been among his strongest traits.
Rolando Romero fight at welterweight, and it could be at the very end of this year. For me, I love it. I love it a lot. In fact, after the Barrios fight, I said I didn't really want to see a rematch with Barrios. Listen, the Barrios fight was cool. I had greater expectations, I want to say, for it. But the reality is, with Barrios, he's 6 feet tall, and he's kind of like a boxer. So an older Pacquiao, out of commission for so long, and, you know, politics, all that type of stuff, it really just made for like a decent fight, but not legendary, right? Wasn't as much action. I also think that Barrios played it very respectable. I get it, you're in there with a legend, but you got to look like Eminem said. If you had one shot, one opportunity to capture everything, would you capture it or let it slip? His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms is heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti. You know what I mean? You got one shot. You got to capitalize. And I felt like Barrios was just ultimately too respectful. And then Pacquiao, he's a legend, so he was pushing through it. But I think it would have been better for Pacquiao if he took a tune-up and then did a title fight. But when time isn't on your side, you're already 40-something years old. You kind of have to – you don't want to waste camps on, maybe tune-ups. But with Rolly, somebody will get hurt and somebody probably get knocked deep out. So that's what I like about this fight.
Chris Algieri also pointed out that Rolly Romero is not as big as some think, and physically, he would not pose the same challenge that Mario Barrios did. According to Algieri, this makes the fight slightly easier for Pacquiao in terms of physical matchup. Manny's experience against naturally larger fighters throughout his career has already proven that he can overcome size disadvantages. This time, he might even find comfort in the fact that Rolly's frame and movement are not overwhelming. With his sharp timing and power shots, Pacquiao could potentially dictate the pace early and control the fight from the first round onward.
But as amazing as it was that Manny was able to do it, it's still a tough fight. Because Barrios is still big, he's still strong. He's a real welterweight, and he's actually a big welterweight. And when you look at Rolly Romero, he's not that big. He's not a real welterweight. I don't think he's even that big for 140. I mean, Isaac Cruz, who's a blown-up lightweight, blasted him out. So it's like, I think they're looking at that fight against Romero to be not as physically imposing as Mario Barrios. He also has a version of the WBA title, so there's a title on the line there. The heights, he's actually he's much shorter than Mario Barrios, obviously. Barrios is like 6 feet tall. I was really surprised how tall he is.
Is Rolly the main WBA champion?
No, he's the
Ennis is the main WBA champion.
And it's, right, and then I don't know if he gets elevated. I don't know how that works. This whole first of all, this is a whole nother thing. I'm going
WBA regular title, whatever. Yes.
This whole elevation without winning a fight thing is garbage. Look at Barrios. Barrios has not won a fight yet at welterweights. He got the interim title, was elevated, and then has 2 back-to-back draws. The man has not won a title fight yet.
Wow.
So we got to stop this email champion elevation thing. Elevate is fine, but the next fight should be for the title. I don't care. You should not just be elevated via email. You have to fight somebody. Because you get a situation like this where, Barrios, no knock on him. He's following it's the rules that are being laid in front of him. The man has not won a title fight yet. Yeah. Yes, he won the Ugas fight. That was the interim title. There was a champion there. It was Crawford.
They call him a 2-time champion. Did he have a major world title at 140? Or was it the secondary BA title?
See, I'm not sure about that.
I'm not sure, but we had the main title at 140.
Because and then we're looking at Rolly Romero, and you're saying he's a 2-time world champion too, but he doesn't have a main title at welterweight either.
No, he had the main title at 140.
140 though, but not when he beat Barroso.
Yeah.
But not at welterweight. So they're calling him a 2-time champion too. So there's all these details. But in terms of that fight, I don't hate it. I think the buildup will be great. Mario wasn't the most marketable guy in terms of doing interviews and selling the fight. He had the look, absolutely.
Trainer Abel Sanchez spoke out in support of Pacquiao's decision to keep fighting. He said Manny's victory over Rolly at 46 was a reminder that true champions never stop loving the sport. Some people criticize Pacquiao for continuing to fight at his age, suggesting he should retire to avoid unnecessary risks. However, Sanchez argued that those who truly love boxing cannot simply walk away from it. For Pacquiao, the ring is more than just a stage. It's a part of who he is. He trains with dedication, stays in shape, and continues to inspire others by showing that passion and discipline can overcome time itself.
Of Manny, you think beats Rolly?
Yeah, I think he decisions him. I think he outboxes him. I think that he's more experienced. I think that he confuses him.
Okay. You didn't think Rolly looked well, like against Ryan? Like it seemed like it's a new and improved Rolly, like against Ryan Garcia. Like he looks more methodical.
Against who?
Against Ryan Garcia.
Against who?
Come on, a young Ryan Garcia that has
Ryan Garcia that unfortunately because of his fame, because of his issues outside of the ring, has not really progressed. Yeah, he's got great hand speed and he punches hard, but as soon as he fights somebody that can fight back, it just seems like he doesn't do well. Is it because they haven't allowed him to grow as a fighter?
Many have wondered whether Pacquiao's return to boxing is driven by financial reasons, but the truth is far from that. His fight against Barrios was a solid performance, proving he still has the hunger to compete. However, his decision to keep fighting is not about money. Manny has already earned enough throughout his career through boxing, endorsements, and public service. Unlike exhibition fighters such as Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, Pacquiao's matches are not flashy money grabs. They are about legacy and love for the sport. He wants to end his career on his own terms, not with regrets or what-ifs. His discipline and humility continue to inspire millions around the world who see in him the pure spirit of a fighter who refuses to give up.
He still looks sharp, doesn't he? 46 years old. He's a multi-millionaire. Why is he coming out of retirement? Let me tell you, it's not just the money. Because it is not a fight like we've seen Jake Paul and Mike Tyson doing, or it's not like one of these Floyd Mayweather fights where he is fighting someone who's unknown. No, this is different. He's doing a 12 3-minute round world title fight against current world champion in Mario Barrios, who is only 29 years old and in his prime right now. Let me ask you this. Do you think that his punch resistance on his chin has stayed the same? Or do you think it's declined? Well, this is what happens when you age. Your brain naturally shrinks and loses volume, especially the grey matter. This increases the amount of space between your brain and your skull, meaning when you get hit, the brain moves even more. And when that happens, it increases the risk of concussion and it decreases the ability of you to be able to absorb punches.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.